So I just got back from my first Ultimate Streetcar Association event of 2019. This event was up at the National Corvette Museum Motorsports Park in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's my first event of the season, and it's also my first event with the Tesla Model 3 dual motor performance that you see here. And I wanted to give a recap of how the weekend went and also just talk a little bit about the Tesla and what it's like to run an EV at one of these events. So Ultimate Streetcar Association is a two-day event. It's an autocross and design and engineering competition on one day, along with a road rally in the evening, followed by a track session and also a speed stop session on the second day. Usually that's Saturday and Sunday in that order. There are some events where it's a different order. But that was the order for Bowling Green, Kentucky. So looking back at how the weekend went, starting with Saturday, we had 3 autocross sessions. It was a little unusual, but we were able to get 10 runs in. I actually set a pretty quick time in the morning. I think it was 29.3. It was putting me pretty high up in the places. In the afternoon, not a lot of time to be had for most people. Ended up dropping a 10th. That's the run you're seeing here. And overall, I was very happy with that result. The car has a lot of weight, but if you can get it, kind of throw it through the corner, use the throttle and the torque vectoring to drive yourself out of it, works really well. So overall, finished 19th out of 78 in autocross. Very happy with that result, as just wheels and tires on the car. In terms of performance upgrades, haven't had a chance to do a lot to the car, although there are upgrades planned. So very happy with that result. Moving into design and engineering often gets a bad rap. Some of it's justified, some of it's not. This is basically a presentation where you sell what you've done to the car and also why you've done it. So not a lot done. Obviously I mentioned the wheels and tires. I also have harnesses in the car. They're Schroth Quick Fit Pros, originally designed for a BMW E90. I've adopted those over to this car, and also have data acquisition in the car. So it's set up for tablet, record GPS. Solo Storm is the data logging system that I use. So focused on that, focused on the true street nature of the car. It's super comfortable on the street. It's also brutally fast. So it's really rare to see that combination. Most things that are fast are loud, they're uncomfortable. Not everything, but especially in this competition, you've got a lot of very fast but very loud, rough muscle cars. So I went with that. I scored 64th out of 78. That sounds like a very low score. It is a very low score, but was pretty happy just not to be last. So pretty happy with that result, all things considered. So Saturday night was the road rally. This is just in this case, point-to-point drive from the Corvette Museum out to Holley's headquarters in downtown Bowling Green and then back. You've got plenty of time to do this. They gave us an hour and 15. It took about 30 minutes with traffic. Pretty cool to be in a big group of expensive, high horsepower cars. They're always a lot of fun. Basically the purpose is just to prove that your car's streetable. I don't think anybody had any issues at this event. Obviously I didn't have any issues. So came back, got full 100 points for that. Basically place doesn't matter, it's just you either completed it or you didn't. So full 100 points. Moving into Sunday. Sunday started with the road course. So I actually screwed this up a little bit. I didn't have enough battery to start the day. What I was doing is I rented an RV spot at the track with 220. That'll charge my battery up about 10% an hour. That was perfect for autocross on Saturday. Autocross was using about 2% battery per lap, 10 laps, 20% battery, no issue. Road course was using about 5 to 6% battery per lap. So just in the first session alone, used 20% between 2 flying laps, a cool down, and a warm-up lap. I started the session at 70% battery. That was my fault. Did not have nearly enough charge, but was able to get a charge through a supercharger between session 1 and 2. Came back, did my flying lap session 2, and then was able to get a full charge at lunch. Come back and do the flying lap that you're seeing here for session 3. and that was my fastest. It was a 221.4. Very happy with that. Ended up 26 out of 78 on the road course. Very happy with that result, given that again, just wheels and tires in the car. Yeah, I was pretty ecstatic. One issue I did have though, the brakes. So after this flying lap, I came into corner 1, brakes went soft. No issues. Kind of expected it was going to happen, but definitely need to sort out brake pads for the next event, if nothing else. I already had Castrol SRF in the car, some of the best fluid you can get, but just it's a 4,100 pound car. Clearly the stock pads aren't up to it, so there's going to be upgrades there in the future. Moving on to speed stop. Speed stop's an acceleration and braking test. You're watching one of the runs here now. Usually there's some sort of element. This was a pretty short speed stop course, but actually was able to set the fastest time of the day overall. So my stock quiet EV beat 1,000 horsepower cars, beat everybody. There was a GTR there. That was really cool. Actually won me the Clutch Performance of the Event Award, which entered me, sponsored by Centerforce, which entered me into a drawing to win a Centerforce clutch. Hence the irony of having an EV, but really cool. I don't know if that's ever happened before at one of these events to have an EV win any of the competitions overall, so really excited for that. So when it's all tallied up, everything's based on a point system. First place in each event gets 100 points, and that's across everybody, not just in your class, and then subsequently 99, 98, etc. So 5 events, 500 possible points. Theoretically, only one person could score that score. Everybody else is going to get lower, and it's, I don't know if I've ever seen somebody actually score 500. It's usually somebody loses one event by a point or two. So ended up with 394 points. That was enough to win the GTE class, which gets me an invite to SEMA. So this car is going to be displayed in Optima Alley at the SEMA show. If you're there, definitely stop by, say hello, check out the car. Should be some more modifications done to it by then. Not only was that enough to win GTE, but from what I can tell, that is the highest placed EV finish ever at an Ultimate Streetcar event. They've been running the GTE class now, I think, for 3 years, this being the 3rd year. The highest I saw before this was 355. So like I said, really ecstatic about that result, especially given the stock nature of the car. So with that, that's a quick recap. Can't finish without thanking my sponsors, especially Strano Parts. Sam Strano's been my parts supplier for the last 10 years or so. As soon as I was getting this car, I called him up, told him what wheel offset, bolt pattern, and width I needed. He got me a set of wheels from MMR that I didn't even know he carried. I think they were here before the car was here, which was amazing. So I had those, and then put on my Bridgestone tires. I've been a fan of the RE71R ever since it launched. That is my tire of choice. 275 35 R19 here on 19x10 MMR wheels, and it's just a great tire. So stock car, no camber, it did amazing as always. So super happy with the tire, super happy with the result, and just want to thank Jimmy Day, Adam Hanna, and the whole FM3 team. They do such a great job at these events, always have a smile on their face, and the events always run smooth. So if you're interested in checking out an Ultimate Streetcar event or their sister series, Drive Auto X, which is focused just on autocross, but similar feel to it, I'll have links in the description. You can check those out. Highly encourage you to drive out. Usually spectating is free, or if you want to participate, of course, you can sign up through their website. Also have links in the description for the various parts that I'm using on the car. And with that, thanks for watching. Definitely some upgrades in the future, so check back, and hopefully we'll have some more modifications for the Tesla here soon.